All right, let's get into it. So this is the Blueprint Podcast. My name's Sakib.
My name is Jay.
And today we're going to be talking about kind of our failures in our journey of business and how important failures actually are. So we come from very different backgrounds. I have been more in the trades and construction related things. My background is law enforcement and I have a construction company now. So I come from a very entrepreneurial and very law enforcement background, and I'll hand it off to Jay.
All right, so I'm a little bit older compared to Sakib. I've had more life experiences, and with that, I've had all sorts of different experiences. I started with nursing, and on my way on becoming a nurse, I started getting into entrepreneurship. After that one, I started getting into Muay Thai coaching. Then I started getting into the trades as well, like doing general labor, and then all of a sudden I started doing demolition. And now, while I'm on my way of becoming a firefighter, I'm also doing my side hustles on the side, which is related to crypto. And now we're here. We're going to speak about our failures and the lessons that we learned from all those journeys.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys can learn from some of these mistakes, but also if you make mistakes of your own, mistakes are very important, and everybody has their own learning purpose and intention that they have once they go through these mistakes. So for Jay, I think he would have a lot more to say due to the life experience. So I guess you can start off with maybe one of your first ventures.
All right, so I think I'm going to talk about my nursing venture. It's not business related, but it's definitely something that helped guide me towards where I am now. It wasn't something that I wanted to do in life. I was pressured into it due to, my parents just really wanted me to have a secure job. And well, I respect them. So I decided, you know what, let me give this a shot to see if I really do enjoy it. And I remember on my way of trying it out first, I hated it, like to the point where I'd only show up for half of the classes. So like when I did tests, I barely did. I knew nothing. I knew enough just to pass, but for certain courses, I kind of like flunked. So I had to take them in between semesters just to make up for it. But eventually, after all the setbacks that I got from it, I eventually passed it. I even did the license, finished it in the first try, which was good. But then I remember right after, I was so like burnt out from just like trying to do something that I didn't want to do, that I took a year off from it. And right after that year, when I started looking for a job, things were very, very competitive. And I had to do some like casual jobs, which wasn't so secure, but I needed to get my feet wet. And I remember that too had its own set of failures, because I would try something, but just to get that experience as a nurse. But then the cash flow wasn't there, and I don't think it was like a bright idea for me to just move out of the house without security. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to put my back against the wall, put that pressure on me, so that way I can actually like fight through it, which eventually I did. I ended up landing a job that was a bit more secure, but even then, working as a nurse, I was kind of miserable. I didn't like it. And I was watching the other nurses as well. And while I was asking them like life questions like, hey, how do you take care of yourself? They were so miserable. Like they would be working in the morning, and then right after that 8-hour shift, they'd work their other jobs, which is also like another nursing related stuff. And I can just see the soul being sucked out of their eyes, because when I asked them, they were so happy. And that wasn't something that I wanted in my life. So like eventually I burned that bridge. I didn't renew my license. And then I think
What year did you stop doing nursing?
Oh, it was around 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. I just didn't bother renewing the license at all.
Right before COVID.
Oh yeah, 3 years before COVID. Yeah, that was also another funny thing. But that was my experience with nursing. I guess Sakib.
For me, my path was going into law enforcement, right? I wanted to become a police officer. And I'm going through all the training. I'm doing my police foundations program, and going through the program, halfway through, I realized that I'm not going to even get hired until at least the age of 25, regardless of my experience and what I've done, right? They want those mature people, and they want people that can handle different experiences based off of their life experience. So if you're an 18-year-old or you're a 20-year-old, that's when I think you graduate police foundations, you're very young. And so the way we deal with situations, no matter how mature we feel, is still going to be different. And so I understood that. I was like, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense for them to want older people. And I kind of thought to myself, now what do I do? So I've been doing side work with my uncle. He has a construction company, and I was learning different things. He would say, hey, do you want to, you know, break some walls? And then we started doing demolition. And then we worked together with Jay, and we kind of brought a team together.
Yeah,
We did a demolition in Hamilton. And so I kind of managed that entire project, and Jay was managing the team, making sure everything was going smooth. And it was a very good experience. Like, we had a lot of fun, and we came back the next year and did a big one in Oshawa as well. It was also a very good experience. We were very sharp in terms of our skills from the first demolition. All the things that we learned, we took into this one. So obviously we had our set of setbacks. For that demolition, there was some problems. We did hit a line. We did have a flood.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Site safety was not the best. It was near a big homeless population area. So we did find some heroin needles on the ground and some glass broken.
The first week, I remember that.
Of people trying to get into the building and just shoot up, you know, whatever they wanted to. So it was a journey. And I thought to myself, I always wanted to be in business, right? I tried making a demolition company, but unfortunately the market's just not there. A lot of people are trying to save money, especially as contractors. So it didn't really make sense for them to hand off to a subcontractor who specializes in demolition. They may as well save the money and do it themselves, especially because the trade is so labor focused. It's only labor, which is your cost, and then you have maybe a bin material cost, and that's it. It's very simple. So most of these people do it on their own. Me, I wanted to still pursue some type of construction business. I had an opportunity to meet someone who came out of the trades, the skilled trade school, and we connected very well on our mindset of what we wanted to do. So we started a renovation company. And now we're fighting against old GCs, people that have been in the game for so long with so much skin in the game. The way we're gonna fight through that is we're younger, so we have a lot to learn, but we also have a little edge in understanding technology a lot better. The way we can use AI, the way we can automate our systems and make our business very self-sufficient and have all of the back end run fully off AI. There's a very big gap in skill and knowledge in that field. And so we thought to ourselves, we can do this. We are young. A lot of people do want to help
Well, you're
out
young.
the young
I'm
generation.
not.
Yeah.
I'm 35.
But a lot of people, don't you think, would want to help people like us, younger people that are trying to get into these old
100%.
school businesses,
Yeah.
right? And we also noticed that now a lot of people our age are going ahead and doing entire businesses just servicing AI. But the thing is, we know how to do AI too. So we can just put it into an old business with a business model that actually works instead of trying to get that online money and have that sexy business that I always say. That's not always going to work for everyone. It's not sustainable. But here, this is a business model that works. So we thought of doing that. And then we come to this podcast where we wanted to share all of our experiences and obviously get very different opinions. As in Jay being a little bit older, he's seen a lot more. He's had his vast share of experiences, as well as me. And Jay comes from a very financial and health-based background, and I come from a very trades and entrepreneurial background. So it's good to see those ideas and kind of help other people figure out what they want to do, because this is a lot of value here that we have to share, and we have a lot of experiences to share and fallbacks that we had that maybe someone can benefit from hearing.
All right, so going back to the whole nursing thing for me, because it was a huge part of my life. One of the lessons that I learned from that is that even though I'm going through the struggle of doing something I didn't want to do, one thing I learned is that sometimes in life, you're not gonna get all the things that you want, right? Sometimes you're given a certain deck of cards, like a certain hand, and you're just gonna have to work with it. So one thing I would want you guys to get is like manage with what you're given and just do what you can with it. Even if it's like just temporary, do something with it. See how you can manage yourself and adapt to the situation. Now, right after I finished school, on my way of like acquiring a job as a nurse, I actually did stuff in between. Not only did I work on my interpersonal skills working at Starbucks, but I also got into entrepreneurship as well. I got into this Amazon FBA thing, which I got to thank my friend Jerome for that, because he actually gave me the information for me to be able to do that. And he gave it to me for free. So I'm very grateful for him for that. And I remember getting my first line of products, which is iPhone cases. I listed the listing wrong because I had so many different colors, but I listed them as just one type. So when I had that failure, I was so bummed out. But rather than just like, moping around and giving up, I decided, you know what, screw this. I'm going to do it again. But this time, instead of like sticking to the original plan with iPhone cases, I got into the kitchen business. I got into this, we call it bear claws. It looks like actual bear claws. So what you do, it's a kitchen supply. And with it, you can like toss salad or like grind meat with it. And yeah, I made some sales with that. But then one thing I found was that competition was pretty fierce at that time. So I needed to find a way to like branch out and stick myself out of the competition. And then I got into this program called OMG, One Man Gang. And that thing was pretty pricey, like 10 grand. I knew I couldn't afford it. But like one thing I did tell myself was like, you know what? Even though you can't afford it, see if you can just do 1 month of it and absorb as much information as you can and see what you can do with that information. And that's what I did. So within that 1 month, I downloaded all the information they have. And then I started watching all the different videos on how to do SEO, how to make a website, how to do lead generation, how to manipulate Amazon's algorithm, which I did. I did that for my listing. And when that happened, when my listing went from like page 3 to page 1 with very little effort, I was like, holy shit, I think I found a gold mine. But like, once again, rather than sticking to that idea, I decided, you know what? Let me try out all these other things, see what I can do with it. And even though it was a bit of a failure, actually it was the massive failure I got from that was like, there's this saying, if you chase 2 rabbits, you will catch none. But if you just focus on one thing and actually like follow through with it, you will have something. And when I tried SEO, I actually started a business in COVID. When I did Shopify, when I did the Amazon thing, I've had a set of success, like actually sold products. But rather than optimizing it to the point where it starts generating more income to the point where I can get myself out of nursing, I decided, you know what, let me try something else. I got burnt out from all the different options that I had. So what I got from that is just stick to one thing, follow through with it, manage it to the point where it's profitable. And like, if I want to try something else, I can just hire someone to manage it for me. And then, that was like in my mid-20s. And that was in the middle of me being in nursing too. Now, me being in nursing while trying to manage that was a bit difficult too, because, oh man, I'm sure you guys will see those videos of like the reputation that nurses have. It's real, man. It's real. And man, I just did not like working with older nurses because they were just so bitter. I remember them positioning me all the time to get fired. And as a male nurse, you're you're at risk so many times of like getting false allegations and a bunch of other like, yeah, mainly false allegations. And I remember too, like watching all these other male nurses, they were doing a really good job of managing the whole entire shift. Then all of a sudden I see them get kicked out, fired. I asked around, they didn't want to say anything because they wanted to keep things in the hush. It's like some sort of NDA thing. It's not something you want to talk about too, but someone did spill the beans later on. And basically, when women can't get what they want, they will find a way to just like gang up on you and just like get you out, even though you're doing a good job. But like after that, I'm like, okay, you know what? I accept it for what it is. I'm not going to try to fight it. It's not really something that I want anyway. So this was around like 2 to 3 years of nursing already. And I decided, you know what? I already have this entrepreneurship background, like selling stuff on Amazon, doing like making websites. I'm just going to go full out into it. So I was into that. I got myself like, I got out of nursing. I started pursuing that. And on my way of pursuing the entrepreneurship thing of like, you know, selling products online, someone offered me an opportunity to basically teach Muay Thai because I was a Muay Thai student at that time. I didn't know how to like teach Muay Thai. I had no teaching experience at all outside of me educating my clients as a nurse what this drug does, what they should do for like to better their life. I mean, like in terms of healing. But you know what? I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. See what happens. Balls in. I did it. I remember my first few days. Man, I only had two guys coming in. I remember we were both Mo and Enoch. I still remember you guys. I still remember those first days. But rather than just giving up after the first couple of days, I decided, you know what? Let's see what I can really do, because I didn't want to be seen as a loser or a quitter. And then, long story short, like that 2 people started averaging around 15 people.
We'll catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
Again, this is our first podcast on the Blueprint Podcast. Please subscribe. And if you like this type of content, we're going to be hitting multiple different topics, from financial to background to more failures to entrepreneurial, crypto-based, trading-based, e-com,
Yeah.
economy, infrastructure. We're going to be hitting all these things, right?
Yeah. I'll teach you guys some crypto game later on.
Yeah, so tune in with us and please hit that subscribe button and that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for supporting.
Yep. Take it easy, guys.